Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into an explainer that is literally going to change how you work. We are looking at Google's Gemini AI right inside Google Docs and how it's taking your standard everyday word processor and turning it into an active, real-time thinking partner. Whether you're drafting massive reports or just trying to organize a brain dump, let's discover how this actually works in practice.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? You open up a new document and that blinking cursor is just sitting there mocking you while you stare at a totally blank page. It's the universal struggle. But what if you had an on-demand, super smart assistant working alongside you? One that actually understands your context, suggests brilliant improvements, and generates high-quality content in seconds. Well, that's exactly what Gemini in Google Docs promises to do, helping you draft faster, edit smarter, and brainstorm a whole lot more creatively.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover everything step by step, starting with setup and prerequisites, moving into the art of prompting, exploring drafting and refining content, diving into advanced AI analysis, and wrapping it all up with privacy and next steps. Let's jump right into Section 1, Setup and Prerequisites, getting your workspace ready for AI.
Okay, so before we can start generating magic, we just need to make sure you have the right foundation. First things first, you'll need an active Google Workspace subscription or a Google One AI Premium plan. Individual accounts might have some access depending on the tier, but the full powerhouse capabilities, those are tied to the paid plans. Second, for the absolute best performance, you definitely want to be using a modern web browser on a desktop or laptop. And finally, while Gemini does support a bunch of multiple languages, its most advanced reasoning currently performs optimally when you set your language to English.
Once you've got those prerequisites out of the way, actually finding the AI is super simple. Whenever you open a fresh or existing Google Doc, just look up to the top right corner of your screen. You're going to see this distinctive little Gemini star icon or an Ask Gemini button. Clicking that opens up your dedicated side panel. Oh, and you might also notice a handy little prompt bar floating down to the bottom of the document window. You can use whichever layout fits your vibe best. The side panel is fantastic for longer, back-and-forth conversations, while that bottom bar keeps your focus strictly on the text in front of you. Moving right along to Section 2, the art of prompting. How to communicate effectively with Gemini. Now, this right here is absolutely crucial. Notice the difference between a weak prompt and a highly effective one. On the left side, we've got improve this text. I mean, it's pretty vague, right? The AI has to completely guess what improve actually means to you. But look at the right side. Rewrite the following paragraph to be more concise, professional, and persuasive while maintaining the original meaning. That is highly specific. You are giving Gemini exact instructions on the tone, the length, and the ultimate goal. The rule of thumb here is simple. The more specific and clear you are in your requests, the more amazing your results are going to be. And check this out. Look closely at the @ symbol here. If you type the @ symbol into the prompt box, followed by a file name, it lets you pull in relevant information from other documents stored anywhere across your Google Drive. Honestly, this is a total game changer. It means Gemini isn't just looking blindly at your current blank page. It can actually intelligently reference your previous research, past meeting notes, or source materials to produce incredibly cohesive and accurate outputs. All right, Section 3, Drafting and Refining Content, Curing Writer's Block, and Polishing Your Text.
So, one of Gemini's absolute greatest strengths is generating fresh content completely from scratch. Imagine you have this massive project ahead of you. Instead of agonizing over how to structure the outline, you just type a prompt like this into your side panel. Generate a complete project brief for launching a new, eco-friendly product line, including sections on market analysis, target audience, key features, timeline, and budget considerations. Just like that, Gemini whips up a comprehensive draft. You preview it, check the tone, make sure it's accurate, and when you're happy with it, just click the Insert button to drop the whole thing right into your document. You've literally just cut your creation time in half.
But, hey, Gemini isn't just for starting from scratch. It is insanely good at polishing up what you've already written. Whenever you highlight any text in your document, this little floating toolbar pops up with a refine option. Clicking it reveals this incredible menu of one-click actions. Need a paragraph to be a bit punchier? Just click Shorten. Need to expand on a thought? Hit Elaborate. You can instantly convert clunky paragraphs into snappy bullet points, or even tweak the tone to be more formal or casual with just a single click. It's like having a professional editor looking over your shoulder. And if you need to do some heavier lifting, like complex document-wide edits, you can just use structural commands right in the side panel. For example, try typing, change all passive voice sentences in the report to active voice for stronger impact.
Because Gemini actually understands the full context of your entire document. It executes these sweeping, consistent improvements across large sections automatically. No more hunting down and highlighting every single paragraph manually.
Which brings us to Section 4, Advanced AI Analysis, extracting valuable insights from dense material. When you're dealing with incredibly dense material, Gemini is an absolute lifesaver. By feeding it prompts like, identify the main arguments and any potential weaknesses in this proposal, you can instantly extract the most valuable insights without reading for hours. You can literally ask it to condense a 50-page report into a one-paragraph executive summary. Or, pull out all the key action items from a huge transcript of meeting notes to prepare for your next big presentation.
Once you get comfortable with the basics, you can start combining Gemini with other Workspace apps to create these entirely new end-to-end workflow hacks. For instance, drafting an email based entirely on the contents of your doc, or turning a really heavy text-dense report section into a clean presentation outline. If you're doing live team collaboration and suddenly realize a section is missing, Gemini can generate it for you right there on the fly. You can even use it to slice up a long-form article into short, catchy social media posts. The way it connects all this information is pretty remarkable.
And finally, Section 5, Privacy and Next Steps, managing your AI assistant safely. Okay, let's talk safety for a second, because it's super important to practice good habits here. Your side panel actually allows you to clear your conversation history if things get a bit too cluttered and you just need a fresh start. You should also definitely use the thumbs up or down buttons to provide feedback. That actually helps train and improve the AI over time. Crucially, from a privacy perspective, please never input highly sensitive or confidential information until you are completely comfortable and aware of your own organization's data policies. And most importantly, always manually verify facts, statistics, and citations. The AI is a ridiculously powerful assistant, for sure, but it absolutely requires your human oversight and judgment. Trust, but verify, right? Integrating Gemini into your daily workflow really does represent a massive leap forward for your personal productivity. It dramatically reduces the time you spend on those repetitive, tedious formatting and drafting tasks. And by handing all that heavy lifting over to the AI, you free up your mental energy to focus on high-level, strategic creativity. Trust me, your future self and definitely your colleagues will absolutely thank you for making the switch to this highly efficient way of working. The absolute best way to learn this stuff is just by doing it. So open up a document today and start experimenting. But it does leave us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. As AI handles more and more of our tedious drafting and formatting, what entirely new heights of creativity will human minds reach with all this newly freed up CAD? For more deep dives, tips, and full guides like this one, visit our website, Ferris Solution. Thanks for joining this explainer.